Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are meal prepping. There's food at home, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, there is food at home. Stop buying food outside, stop wasting your money, cook those meals, okay? So as you guys know, we are meal prepping today. I've already done my Instacart order, so I'm about to go through that with you guys. So on this week's menu, we have my usual overnight oats. I eat that all the time. It will probably pop up on my videos very, very frequently because it's just like the easiest meal that I can have when I'm with my clients on the gym floor, especially at like 6 a.m. And sometimes I have like 6 clients straight and I don't have a break to have like an actual sit down meal. So it's either going to be overnight oats or some kind of shake. Those are the only things I can really have on the floor as I'm training clients. So that is a meal that I do have frequently in the mornings. Yes, I do get tired of it. I'm not gonna lie. I probably should try a new recipe, but like honestly, I'm the type of person like stick to what you know. Because if I make 4 jars of another recipe and I don't like it, like I'm going to be pissed and it's going to be a waste, right? So I just suck it up, like honestly. But no, it's high in protein and helps me get to my macros. Once I stop bulking, I probably won't have the oats anymore because that is a meal that I'll most likely eliminate, especially since it's early in the morning. So once I begin cutting and getting into like more of my maintenance journey, I most likely will take out the oats from my meal prep. But so yeah, we're starting off with our overnight oats, and then I'm going to make my ground turkey bowl. So it's really simple. It's just ground turkey, rice, and kale. However, of course, tell me why my Instacart shopper goes and buys baby arugula instead of kale. Like, it literally says arugula. I don't know how he messed that up. So we have to make something with this arugula today. Luckily, I do have some cherry tomatoes. I will be adding that and trying to make some kind of salad. I am not a salad person whatsoever, so this is going to be very interesting and I hope it tastes good. I was going to use these for my pasta, but depending on how much I have left, I most likely will just use it for the salad since I don't have my kale, because usually I do like a sauteed kind of kale. So yeah, we're gonna test that out and hopefully it comes good because again, I do not make salads. And the last dish is going to be pasta. Got my protein pasta here with some chicken breast. I'm gonna dice it up, and broccoli. And I'm pretty sure I made something very similar for my last video. I made a chicken Alfredo, so it's kind of similar, but I'm not doing Alfredo sauce this time. I'm just literally going to season the pasta with like garlic and butter. Just keep it very simple and plain. Doesn't need to be too much. So yeah, those are the meals that's on the menu this week. Honestly, I do pretty much eat the same thing each time. I switch it up here and there, but not too often because I just like simple dishes. I'm not picky, I'm not complicated when it comes to my food. Like if it tastes good, I'll eat it and that's it. Like I don't care about eating the same thing each day. Usually I would have salmon. But I was like, let me hold off on the salmon this week. I'll try and switch it up for you guys next time. But this is what's on the menu this week, and it's tasty. It's gonna be good, and y'all are gonna love it. So let's get into it, shall we? So I'm going to start off with the chicken breast first, since that's going to take some time to cut up and everything. All of these meals, guys, are very quick and easy to make. Like, I really don't like to spend so much time in the kitchen. Like, I know I'm saying quick and easy right now. It's probably gonna take me 2-3 hours, only because I'm filming. But if I wasn't filming, this really shouldn't take you more than like an hour and a half, if I'm really being honest. So this is a jumbo pack, and there's 3 in this pack. I'm probably just going to use 2 pieces. So I'm going to go clean this and then come back and chop everything up. I'm gonna get all the moisture out and then cut them into dices. This meal prep that I'm currently making usually lasts me to about Thursday, so about 3-4 days. And then usually for the weekends, I would just meal prep something else for the weekend, so that way I'm not eating the same thing for like 7 days out the week. But I do also have cheat meals, guys. I definitely ordered some oxtail this past weekend. I'm not the type of person that's like super strict when it comes to my diet. Like a cheat meal won't kill you. Trust and believe. So I'm gonna cut these into small dices, little squares. Me and pasta goes together real bad, okay? Real bad. I am a pasta bean. And now there's a pasta with extra protein in it. Like, I've tried the chickpea pasta before. I know that's also high in protein, but I just couldn't get into it. With that kind of pasta, you would have to like really season it well. And it's like, if I'm gonna do all that, I might as well just get the regular kind of pasta. You know what I mean? Everything is also just about portion size. It's okay to have white rice. It's okay to have regular pasta. It's all about your portion and how much of it that you're eating. I just diced up all the chicken. Now it's time to season. Now when it comes to seasoning, obviously you just keep it simple. You obviously don't want to go too crazy with the salt. That is something to be mindful of. So we're gonna use some seasoning salt, a little bit of Old Bay. We got onion powder, garlic powder, and cayenne pepper. First, I could have sworn I got some olive oil. Hold on, let me check my Instacart list, because I could have sworn, because if they tried to scam me just now, am I tripping? So it says found olive oil, but they charged me to olive oil, but I did not get the olive oil, because this is my old one. Wow, he's going to get a bad rating. Luckily, I only need, this should hopefully be okay. I do have the olive oil spray, so at least that's good, but come on now. Mess it up. I'm like, damn. Wow. Okay, so that's annoying. Now I have to go buy some olive oil at some point. Well, at least I only really need it for the chicken, because the ground turkey, I don't use any oil for it. Well, at least I have the spray. We have the spray, so we should be good. Anyway, let's get to seasoning. Ugh, this is not enough. Is it okay if I use the spray? Y'all, we're gonna have to make this work. All right, done seasoning the chicken, so I'm gonna put this to the side for now. So I'm gonna start cutting the onions and peppers for the ground turkey next, before I start to cook the chicken. Because I then could just do those two at the same time, since it's pretty easy to cook them both. I have some left over, so I'm gonna chop those up first. I like to use a lot of red pepper, so I'm gonna rinse them first, right? I'm not even gonna lie. That Instacart shopper really pissed me off. And I know that's why people be like, they don't mess with Instacart because they be messing up the orders. But to be honest with you, I usually don't have a problem with my shoppers. I don't know what went wrong this time, but like, the heck? And olive oil is like $10. That's $10. And of course, it's only credited back to my account. Luckily, if I had a car, best believe I would be driving to Costco and everything, getting my groceries that way, because that's the only reason why I do Instacart. I am not carrying bags of groceries to my house. Otherwise, I would literally just go to the grocery store, but here we are. It is all good. I am not the best cutter, by the way. I know people be like, all the handwork. That ain't me, child. That ain't me, but I do my best. These onions. This is literally the most time consuming part of the whole meal prep, honestly. I might not even use all of this, but we'll see. So again, this is for the ground turkey. All right, so we chopped all this up. Now we're gonna get to cooking the meat. So for the ground turkey, I usually buy this big pack here, and I only usually use half of it, and then I'll save the rest of it in the freezer because I know I'm going to use it again at some point. So instead of just buying like a small size of the ground turkey, it just makes sense to buy this big size. We're going to use half of this and then store the rest. Another thing for the ground turkey, what I usually use, that's why I left some of these seasonings out. Again, very simple. So I usually just use seasoning salt, and then I have some minced garlic, so I'll use that. I have my African red hot pepper. I like to use it in my ground turkey because it just adds that extra that I need, because I'm not adding any sauce to it or anything like that. So since it's just by itself plain, Use my African red hot pepper. You don't need to use this, obviously. Cayenne pepper or paprika, whichever is typically fine as well. Literally just these 3 seasonings. Remind me to get bigger Ziploc bags because I don't know what I'm doing with these small ass Ziploc bags to try and store some meat. All right, so we're gonna store this. So now I'm just gonna be flipping the chicken in between my thongs. Couldn't fit all of the chicken into the pan, so I'll be making 2 different batches. So the ground turkey typically takes quick to make. Once that's done, I'll start on the rice and the pasta so I'll have more stove space. Then I'll start chopping up the broccoli as well for the pasta dish. You know your turkey is done when there's not so much juice left in the pan. This is now done. All right, so I went ahead and already put in the second half of the chicken, so that's cooking. And now I'm gonna get started on the rice and the pasta. I am using jasmine rice. So I usually just always end up making 2 cups of rice because I eat rice a lot. And I'm gonna use it again at some point. So it's good to just have some left over and it doesn't spoil as quick. So 2 cups of rice I'm gonna make. And if you don't know how to cook rice, there's instructions, y'all. 2 cups of rice, 3 cups of water. Always clean my rice first. I rinse it about 2 times first. 3 cups of fresh water. Also, the chicken is now done. Look at that pretty color. She is nice and crisp. So for my rice, usually I put some olive oil, but since I don't have any, I'm gonna use a little bit of unsalted butter. I add a little bit of salt, and then I also add some Italian seasoning. I honestly don't know why. I don't know why I use this. I literally, like when I first started cooking and really cooking and meal prepping, I used to follow this cookbook. This one girl, she always uses Italian seasoning in her rice, and I was like, let me try it. And ever since then, I've just been using it, so I mean, it tastes good. Again, all of this is optional. You don't need to use all of this stuff, but I'm gonna add a little bit of flavor to your rice. I only put a little bit of it inside as well. And that's that. We're gonna cover that up, let it boil. And for the pasta, I'm not gonna use the whole box, but I'm gonna use about 3/4 of it. We're gonna let the water boil first for the pasta before I add that in. And I'm gonna chop this broccoli and get working on the cherry tomatoes for the salad. I like to cook my broccoli in the oven, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the oven to 375. Y'all, smelling all this food, I'm like really hungry right now. Everything smells so good. It looks like it's enough broccoli. I have another piece if it's not enough, but I'm hoping this is enough because I just want to be done with this, child. I know if I wanted to make my life easier, I can just get frozen broccoli, but for some reason, I don't like the taste of frozen broccoli. Even like after boiling it and stuff, it just feels like very mushy to me, and I don't like that. So that's why I usually buy the fresh broccoli instead of the frozen one. It's really a small piece. Let me just add it. Alright, so what I usually do for my broccoli, I spray some olive oil on top. I use just a very little bit of garlic salt. And then some black pepper. Put a few slices of the unsalted butter. I just like how it it adds the texture. It adds like some moist to the broccoli. Like the broccoli will come out crisp, but like, I don't know how to describe it. It does something, okay? It adds a little texture to it. I put a few slices on top, and then when it cooks, I mix everything together. Putting the pasta in. Again, no olive oil. I'll add a little spray. I feel so ghetto using this dang spray. And a little bit of salt to the pasta. The rice is looking done too. All right, so we're gonna put this broccoli now in the oven. All right, y'all, we're gonna get started on the salad now. So, again, I don't make salads. This is really not my thing. I don't really like salads like that. I do love a Greek salad though. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. Get me to a Mediterranean restaurant, I'm gonna have me a Greek salad, that's for sure. My first time, I found a recipe online. I've already rinsed the arugula and the cherry tomatoes. So I'm gonna chop up the cherry tomatoes now. We just gonna finesse. Cutting these into halves. God, what if this tastes so bad? Y'all, I don't know how many of these. I'm literally like, I'm not even about to look at the measurements for real from the recipe. I really don't got time for that. So I'm just gonna chop as many as I think. Those are some olive oil, white wine vinegar. For some reason, I don't know why I have this, but I have it. I don't know what I used to make it. Lucky me, I have it, so. And it also says some Parmesan cheese, grated, some salt and pepper. All right, I know it said I could use some avocados, but I'm like iffy about that because since this is a meal prep, I don't want the avocados to go bad. So this is what we're gonna use, and we're gonna see how it comes out. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna use my tongs to toss it up. I don't know why I'm so scared about this, y'all. I don't like trying new things sometimes. Like, it just freaks me out. Okay, we gonna see. Let's test her out. This is the moment of truth. Oh. No. Not this actually being fire. Hold on. Wow. Yo, I did a thing. I did a thing, y'all. Might have put a little bit too much of the vinegar, but the flavor is there. Okay. I might be a salad mommy now. Hold on. I want to add a little bit more Parmesan. Not this salad actually being good. Like, something's wrong with me. Wow. I'm about to start making this. Wow. Look at me being pissed at the Instacart shopper, but he made me try something new. That's good. All right, so we're almost done with all the main dishes. I took out the broccoli, that is done. So I'm letting that sit. And now I'm just gonna finish up the pasta. So for my pasta, literally, it's just a plain pasta. And then I add, like I said, I'm not doing the sauce. I'm literally just adding some unsalted butter and then some minced garlic. Gonna saute that, then add the pasta in and mix all of that together. And honestly, that's really enough for me. It tastes so good just with the butter and the garlic. So remember, unsalted butter, not salted. I would say about 2 tablespoons I added since it's a lot of pasta that I'm making. And then gonna add the garlic in there. Maybe like a spoon, like a tablespoon-ish. So I have it on low heat right now since the pasta's already cooked, so the heat does not need to be high. All right, so first I'm gonna start with the ground turkey and rice. I usually do a cup of rice in each first. So a cup of rice is like 160 grams, so I usually just weigh it out instead of using a measuring cup so I get the accurate amount. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it's a little over, I really don't care like that. It's all gonna add up at the end of the day. for my protein, I usually like to stick to around 5 to 6 ounces of the protein. More towards the 6 since I'm bulking right now. We're gonna weigh out the ground turkey next. This one we're gonna do probably 5 because of the amount that I made. Just a little bit more left, so each of them are around 5.2 ounces. There's a little bit more left in the pan, so I'm just gonna add a bit more to each. And I know at least around 5.5 to 6 ounces in it. All right, now we're gonna add our salad. I'm not gonna bother measuring, weighing these because it's just salad. There's really no harm. You could just say it's about a cup. Now let's get into the pasta. For the pasta, I'm gonna aim for around 200 grams or so. We're gonna start with 160 for now. It's looking full already. Maybe I should have made the... This is actually perfect. Each about 160. Same for the chicken, around 5 to 6 ounces for that. Alexa, how many grams is 1 cup of broccoli?
1 cup of broccoli weighs about 88 grams.
All right, so we're going to do 88 grams of broccoli. Three, but we are okay with that. Oh y'all, I was on point today. Okay, we are done with that part, y'all. Now it's just the oats left, and then we are completely done. All right, y'all, we're at the finish line. We got our oats next. We're gonna speed up this part because it's literally the same recipe as my previous video, so go check that out if you really want to see all of it. So I usually use my Legion protein powder. Again, use my code HESOKEN at checkout if you'd like to purchase and get some money off of your order. So I usually use it in the flavor banana bread. Ran out of that. I still have some pumpkin pie, but it's definitely not enough left for all 4 of these jars. So we're gonna try something new, okay? We're experimenting today, y'all, at this point. With the salad, now we're gonna experiment with this. So this is my mass gainer protein powder. So 1 scoop is usually 60 grams of protein. I'm going to use half in each, so that it calculates to about 30 grams of protein. And it's a chocolate, this is a flavored double chocolate. So I haven't done my oats with a chocolate protein powder before, so I'm curious to see how that turns out. If this turned out good, then I'm definitely going to order my Legion protein powder in a chocolate flavor. I usually just stick to like a vanilla or the banana bread like I said before. So yeah, we're gonna try this out and see how that goes. So I always start off with a ripe banana in each one. I mash that up at the bottom.
All my killers don't tell. Shadow my mark of the New York the shelf. Now my picture to Chanel. Will you be my leading lady? I wanna call you and get a little maybe. In the meantime, it's not going well. It's some me time. Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Only gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast and you do what you want. In the meantime, it's not doing what I want. It's some me time. You do what you want. time. I'm doing what I want. Just some me time. You doing what you want. Maybe I love myself. I don't know. Leave me here, I'll fuck myself. See me in the mirror, I duck myself.
Y'all, I have no idea how that's about to come out. Okay, as you can see, I made a damn mess. Like, everything was overflowing from the jar. My quantity was so off. Oh my goodness. I guess because that was like a different protein powder, like maybe I'm supposed to use like only a third of it and not necessarily half of a cup in each of the jars. So I think that's what made my quantity off, because usually, now that I think about it, like if you do 1 scoop of the Legion powder, it's so much smaller than half of a cup of this mass gainer, so I definitely messed that up. We're gonna see what it comes out like. I don't know. It is what it is at this point. Usually I add strawberries and blueberries on top, but like I don't even have space. There's no space in the jar to even add the fruit, so I'm hoping the banana that I mashed up at the bottom will be more than enough for this. So we're gonna see, guys, you know, trial and error, you know, you learn things. You learn something new every day. Yes, that concludes my meal prep. I hope you guys enjoyed and try some of these recipes out. They're definitely bomb. Don't try. I don't know about the overnight oats yet. Actually, but regardless, like it's literally the same process. So if you watch my last meal prep video, it's literally the same things that I use. I just use a different protein powder. Usually just 1 scoop of protein powder is enough, and then all the other ingredients, the amount that I put is usually what works. Definitely still give it a try. I mean, the only thing I changed is the protein powder to chocolate, so it should be fine, but I don't know if it's gonna be like too bitter. I hope it's not like too bitter and too chocolatey, since it seemed like I'd used too much of the protein powder. But we gonna see. But thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.